What makes us vulnerable makes us beautiful. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Quote Me Later with me, your host, Vanya. Today, we are diving into a show that may surprise a lot of you, Lucifer. On the surface, it's about crime solving angels, devil himself. But if you watch the show, you know it has its moments that hit deep. And today we're diving into one of those deep moments of the show. Maybe one of the main purposes of the show, vulnerability. Because let's be real, we live in a world that teaches us to cover up our weaknesses, put an armor on it, and act like we have it all together. But what if the exact thing we're hiding is actually the most beautiful parts of us? So here's a line: what makes us vulnerable makes us beautiful. It's such a striking sentence because Lucifer, who is literally the devil in the show, spends so much time hiding behind his charm and his humor and maybe power, but what makes him lovable and relatable is his struggles with love, guilt, and identity. And that's true for all of us. The cracks we try to hide, those are often the exact places where connection and beauty lives. Psychologically speaking, we have a powerful insight. We have a concept called authenticity, the idea of showing up as your real self, flaws and all. Research shows that people who are authentic tend to have deeper relationships, stronger mental health, and more life satisfaction. Why? Because they're not wasting their energy trying to wear a mask. Another concept that connects here is vulnerability as courage. I think Brene Brown, yes, Brene Brown, the queen of vulnerability studies, says it best. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's our greatest measure of courage. I needed to read it from the screen. Sorry. And and if you think about it, being vulnerable means opening yourself up to possible rejection or judgment. But it also opens the door to love, to trust, to intimacy, and maybe vulnerability is what transforms a conversation into a connection, and what transforms loneliness into belonging. I want to tell you a story here so you can relate to it more. I think I was 15 or 16. I was a desperate teenager, and it was right before I needed to choose my major for high school. So we were at my grandparents', and my uncles were there, my aunt was there, and they asked me, "Hey, Vanya, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna choose?" And I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know what I'm gonna do. I didn't know what I wanna do with my future. I didn't even know what I wanted. As I said, I was desperate. So I started talking, analyzing the situation for them, and I burst into tears. I was on the edge, okay? I burst into tears. And I think it was the first time I did that since I was a kid. And so the room was in pure silence. They were listening, nodding. And I cried. I told them all about my concerns. And my uncle, my second uncle actually, my littlest uncle, my little uncle, my second uncle, I don't know, what do we call it? He grabbed Hafiz and he read me a poem and explained it to me word by word. And he is not a really open person, if you know him. He doesn't talk that much, he doesn't connect with people that much, so it was a really new thing for me. And since then, me and my uncle has this crazy playful relationship. Like, we hang out, we joke around. No one is allowed to joke with them except for me. I think it was because I showed him vulnerability and he showed me his. And that conversation turned into a connection. And that was one hell of experience for me. I just knew that I have supporters. They all listened to me and they all hugged me after that. And they told me that whatever you do, we support you. And that was the moment for me that I knew that I have this amazing family behind me. And so that vulnerability showed me the side of them that I didn't know it exists. Now I want you to think about it. Think about the last time you felt closest to someone. When was it? Chances are it wasn't during their perfect Instagram worthy moment. It was when they admitted they were scared, that they were sad, they cried, and when they said, I don't know what I'm doing, that's when you lean in. That's when you say, me too. Psychology even has a term for this, the beautiful mess effect, I think. Yeah, the beautiful mess effect. It's the idea that when other people show vulnerability, we often see it as brave and beautiful, but when we show it, we think it looks like a weakness, we overshared, we are a failure. Now they don't look at us the same that they used to. And that's the point of it. We are so much kinder toward weaknesses. Let me put it into phrase of a vulnerability. When people show us vulnerability, we are kinder than we are with ourselves when we show a tiniest moment of vulnerability. And why is that? Think about it. Why is that? So, what if we flip that? What if we started seeing our own openness as a strength? The same way we admire in another person. That shift alone can make life feel less lonely and more connected. Let's try something together. Think of one part of yourself you usually try to hide. Maybe it's fear, maybe insecurity, maybe a soft spot you don't show people. Now imagine, instead of covering it up, you let one person see it. What could that open up for you? It doesn't have to be huge. It could be as simple as telling a friend I've been struggling lately, or that you said actually hurt me. That's vulnerability, and it's where real beauty shows up. And remember that what makes us vulnerable makes us human, and being human is beautiful. Let's wrap this up. I want to read you a sentence that I feel would be a perfect closure for this episode. The parts of us that feel most fragile are the same parts that allow us to deeply connect and grow. That's authenticity, that's courage, and that's beauty. Okay, let's put this into experiment this week. Choose one small moment that you can show vulnerability. It could be with a friend, a partner, or even with yourself on your journal. Notice how it feels and notice what it opens up. Because if there's one thing that Lucifer teaches us, is that even the devil himself has vulnerabilities. And he became most relatable when he's vulnerable. And for humans, vulnerability doesn't make us weak, it makes us beautiful. Thank you so much for listening to me today. Thank you for your time and your thoughts. And if you enjoy listening to this episode, I'll be here every Tuesday. You can find Quote Me Later with Vanya on Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram. Till next time, take care and please be vulnerable. Bye. Deep. Hello and welcome. Hello. Hello. No. What? Brina? Brina Brown. Brina. Brina. It's Brina. Is it Brina or Brana?